I don't know whether you can catch horrible diseases via farts, but it's not out of the question.
You can get pink eye.
Crash your car.
Yeah.
Something like that. So I understand, yeah, it's definitely...
Crashing your car. It's illegal to do that on purpose. I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
That would make sense.
You
can't just smash your car into someone else's and be like, whoops.
Yeah. I nearly got hit by a car on the way here.
Did you? This seems to be happening more and more.
I think I'm just more aware.
Oh,
but
right.
yeah, there's also just the thing of, it's a weird time of year, people are stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was like a genuine, like vaguely close one. Like he zoomed out from a side road.
Yeah.
Either thinking I was going to give way, or, and I didn't even see him until he was like right up to the side of my car.
Oof.
Or he was just, he didn't see me coming. So it was like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of driving today. That's another thing. to pick up shirts without a 1 on them.
Yeah.
In other news, a family in the United States have said their 5-year-old son with autism is now on the sex offenders register.
Why?
Because he hugged another classmate, and I think potentially kissed them on the cheek.
Are you having a laugh?
No, what was that? You're having a laugh? It's David Brent.
How was it?
No, extras. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, they've put a 5-year-old kid who's been, and don't get me wrong, hugging other people, even if they are children of your own age, inappropriately, is wrong. You shouldn't do it. But he's on that for life.
That's ridiculous.
Imagine being 5 years old.
Cannot be a sex offender.
Well, I guess they can, but not for life. You're 5. It again comes into this weird Alan argument that we had 2 weeks ago about if your mental capacity is not perfect, how much freedom should that person be limited to?
Yeah.
And it's best. Yeah, I mean, it just seems weird that it's for life.
Is it forever? Or does it?
Yeah, I think so. Sex offenders register. Pretty intense.
That's ridiculous.
Well, there's jokes about it in like Horrible Bosses, the film, where like, yeah, he was caught urinating in a public playground at 2 a.m, but because it was a public playground, that makes it a sexual offence, and he needs to be put on a register. But this feels like a genuine one of like, I can understand why you would want intervention of some kind if this 5-year-old doesn't know how to cohabit with other 5-year-olds.
It's a child. You say, don't do that.
Yeah. They need to learn. And if they struggle to learn, then yes, more action needs to be taken. But sex offender.
It's weird. But the shit thing about that is that the kids... telling a kid they're on the sex offenders register doesn't register as anything important to them. Like, they don't care. That's not a punishment. That's not a don't do that. That's nothing to them. It's nothing to them until 20 years later when they can't get a fucking job.
Yeah, or they can't buy a certain house. They can't live in a certain area.
Because of something they did when they were 5.
They were 5 years
Because they had the nerve to hug another child.
Yeah, the child is autistic. He comprehends and functions very different than your typical 5-year-old.
He's autistic? For good, what is going on?
Just seems like a total misfire of just like, you've kind of ruined this kid. You've really severely negatively affected this kid's life.
Yeah, he was already up against it.
Just seems a bit. This seems I can't make an argument for having a 5-year-old on a sex register.
No.
I can't think of one. I love being devil's advocate. Love having an argument from an unpopular point of view. But I can't turn a 5-year-old into a sex offender.
Even acts of a 5-year-old that are somewhat sexual. Like, you always hear of like kids kind of experimenting with each other when they don't really know what anything is or what it does before they've reached any kind of sexual maturity. Like, would you put them on a register for that? No. Yeah. Like, it fucking happens. It's kids. Kids are very curious about stuff. Like, you can't... But for fucking hugging somebody...
And kissing another on the cheek.
Oh, shut up.
Well, can that kid still go to school? Do schools accept sex offenders?
Yeah. Be careful of little Billy. He's on a sex offenders register.
I mean, yeah, there's certain legal things that they won't be able to do, but is that helping them in any way? I don't think so. It feels like they're just trying to push that kid off a cliff. And just be like, we don't have to deal with you in our community anymore. What it feels like, I don't know if that's true, but what it feels like if you put them on a sex offenders register.
Well, what's the point?
Who's learning anything from that?
Yeah.
Who do you turn to for help when the school won't even listen to the child's doctor when he explains the child's difficulties in his comprehension of simple things such as boundaries? So, like, his doctor is saying, like, he suffers from a medical condition that results in this, which will explain his behaviour. He's not doing it to be sexual. He doesn't understand boundaries.
Yeah.
And then, I guess it's more just uneducated people doing spoilt things. It's just people don't understand the repercussions of what they're doing. It would be hilarious if I went to school with a kid who was a sex offender. I'd be like, well, that's Dave. He's a sex offender.
Dave,
he'd be a good friend.
Yeah.
I'd make friends with that guy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It just seems weird for people to do. Stop doing it to kids. This is a longer story, which I put together very quickly. Do you know about... Oh, I'm just going to introduce you to it because I don't think you do. On June 5th, 1995 at 5:55, a mallard duck died after colliding with the all-glass new wing of the Natural History Museum in Rotterdam. Immediately after falling to the ground, the dead duck was mounted by a live duck, also of the male sex. They copulated for 75 minutes. Copulated. Does necrophilic ducks copulate? Copulate feels intimate.
Yeah.
Feels like you're trying to make a baby. Consummate the marriage.
Yeah, copulated.
Consummating the marriage is getting pregnant, isn't it? I think that's the case.
Yeah, plus it's not they. One of them's dead.
Yeah. If anything, this duck's masturbating.
Yeah, got a
something.
life-size fleshlight.
And the event became known in the scientific community as the first case of homosexual necrophilia in the mallard.
Is it?
Apparently.
Is it the first?
The first recorded. I guess.
Yeah.
Since
records began.
The first dead gay duck rape. The victim is on display in the museum.
Here he is. There's a record.
Are you a victim if you're dead of a crime happening after you've died?
No.
Becomes a question, I guess.
Once you're dead,
can you be a
body's not
victim
yours.
of tax fraud when you're a corpse? I guess you can. But the real victims isn't the dead person, is it?
Yeah.
So it's a complex issue. Each year on June 5th at 5:55, just outside the museum, right on the spot where it all happened, people gather to celebrate Dead Duck Day. The short ceremony commemorates the dramatic death of the duck and the tragedy of billions of other birds that die from colliding with glass buildings.
Okay, so it's got like an eco...
It's got a bigger thing.
Yeah.
But
they conveniently miss out the bit where...
But there's a dead rape victim duck hanging in a museum. Yeah, a small member of other staff members of the Natural History Museum in Rotterdam celebrated Dead Duck Day to commemorate... it's the first one that was entered into the scientific literature as the first victim of homosexual necrophilia in that species.
Victim?
That's the question. It's dead.
It's a duck. There are no victims.
There are no duck victims.
It's an animal. Victimhood is a fucking human
There's
thing.
sins. You can be a sinful duck or a hoisin duck. That's bad. It became an annual tradition, and slowly more people attended, especially after the duck paper was awarded the 2003 Nobel Biology Prize for research that first make people laugh and then think. The 13th Dead Duck Day, the event is open to the public. Oh. So you can go see that dead duck that got horrifically molested post-mortem.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems strange. At 5:55, when it happened... curator Keys Molliker takes the now historic stuffed duck, to commemorate the dramatic event and explain, if asked, what exactly happened. So he'll explain only if you ask him, why does that duck have a look of discomfort on its face? Well, it's been paraded around as the most famous, first of its kind, victim of duck homosexuality, necrophilia.
Like, what if there were if it was a victim?
Yeah.
How would we feel if it was a person? Like, well, there she is, the first
brought out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
There'll be a male in this case. Why does she look
so uncomfortable?
Yeah. Why does he look ashamed of his legacy?
Yeah. Well, after she was enjoying the flight. And then
window.
Yeah.
Duck scientists, writers, and such attend. The duck scientists attend the yearly thing. I guess there's duck scientists. There must be. Everyone's got to study something.
Yeah, but why? I mean,
Well, you know,
I understand
yeah.
biologists, but I'm just going to do ducks. Why? I just like ducks, and everyone else won't have me because I'm on a sex offenders register.
I hugged someone when I was a kid. Now I study dead raped ducks.
My doctor thinks it's connected, but
but nobody will listen to him, so let's kind of stick with it. The official part of the ceremony ends with a discussion about the new ways to prevent birds from hitting glass buildings. Then the gathered people and the stuffed duck move to a local restaurant called Tai Wu for a 6-course duck dinner.
Come, see the duck. Rape the duck, eat the duck.
They bring the dead, mutilated duck to a restaurant and eat its brothers and sisters. We love ducks.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. Ducks. Yeah. People love ducks. People don't like ducks.
Something to be fucking do.